go. Keep it going. Good job, guys. All right, Paul. I see you. All right, John. Let's finish. Coach Carl.
Good job, guys.
Hey there, and welcome to day 2 of Conquer 2020. If you haven't seen day 1, go back to the Coach Curl page and go check it out. I received some messages from that, which was awesome. Usually they're not going to be that long, but I just thought I'd set it up for what it is that we're doing. You should see a call to action button about the Coach Curl Academy group. We're going to be doing more in the Coach Curl Academy group in and around Conquer 2020. So please send us a bit of a request to join, and more than happy to have you on board. You'll also see a link in the description in respect to an event, a webinar that we're holding next week in and around what is motivation. But the purpose of these Facebook Lives is just to walk through a bit of a process and help set us up for what I hope for you will be an amazing 2020. And today's concept is around what I'm calling the pivotal year. And it stems from when I reflect back on my life, and even as recently as 2018. It's not moments that are pivotal in a person's life in many respects, instead of in relative terms to sustainable positive change. What it is, it's about years. And I'll share that with you in just a sec. Now, the quote that I want to share, and it follows on from yesterday's quote, this one comes from Confucius. It does not matter how slow you go as long as you do not stop. So once again, this is about the concept of not stopping on the path of where it is that we're going. Too many people pull up stumps far too early and don't ever achieve what it is that they should be achieving or that they could be achieving. So this is where some of these quotes from the likes of yesterday's Martin Luther King, one foot in front of the other, keep moving forward, and today's quote from Confucius. And it really is all about keep going. And, you know, to me, I was thinking that resilience is indeed a superpower that we all have. For too many of us, it's buried deep within and we never pull it out. We're just happy to go on the instant gratification path. We're happy to go for that immediate gratification path, that quest for instant like karma or satisfaction, or, you know, the dopamine hits that we get. But resilience is actually built within all of us. We've all got this superpower. And we know that for anything sustainable, anything significant, anything of success that we really want to create, it is one of the keys, along with self-discipline, that allows us to build that. Resilience, persistence, and discipline are the keys. But it all kicks off with this concept of motivation. But one of the things that I know is that positive change, successful, sustained, positive change, is actually a slow build. Now, we know in life change can happen immediately, right? It can happen immediately. Yesterday I spoke about getting the goosebumps from a Tony Robbins venue, and I'm sure that there have been people out there that have taken that emotion and created positive change. But unfortunately, for the most of us, it doesn't happen that way. Our lives can change immediately if we want them to, but unfortunately they don't. It's rare that actually happens. Now, we also have those defining moments in life where our lives are changed in a negative way. You know, we hear often about someone who's had a heart attack or some major health scare, and all of a sudden their life, their behaviors, their actions change immediately because of all of a sudden the dire consequences that they actually face within their life. We know that there's accidents that occur in this world. We know we lose loved ones. So we know life can change in a moment. But once again, from experience, it tends to be those bad things, you know, getting terminated at work, going through a disciplinary process, our own health issues, those moments where something bad has ultimately happened and it affects our life. So bad shit can happen immediately and it can affect us in a moment, whereas positive change tends to take a while. And we've all had those moments in our life where we've been motivated enough to suggest to ourselves that something needs to change. You know, sometimes it's that feeling of being out of breath when we're just going out for a short walk. You know, that concept of watching a motivational speaker and saying, yeah, I can do that. Now, we've all had those moments where we've been motivated enough to suggest to ourselves that we could change our life. But we also know that it's relatively short-lived. It's the exception. It's certainly not the rule. And we may want to, but we don't. Because the initial motivation, the initial emotion that we feel is simply not enough. Which is why I call things the pivotal year. You know, for anything good and sustainable to happen, you need some time. Now, there's a lot of theories out there in relation to it takes 30 days to break a bad habit. It takes 30 days to bed in a good habit. And I'm not necessarily convinced that any of them are relative to me or relative to you. You know, in my book that I wrote, Seriously Simple Stuff to Get You Unstuck, I still speak about the fact that I've been getting up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning every day now, or most days, since 2009. And every morning, can I tell you, that alarm clock is not my best friend, right? Every morning, my initial thought is, you know, so that's been going on, 10 years? And I still have that initial reaction. But it's discipline that gets me up. It's certainly, I still haven't broken that habit of being lazy and wanting to stay in bed. And it's been 10 years. But I do know that there are years in my life that I look back on that I call pivotal years. Not moments as such, although those years had plenty of moments in them. They had some amazing moments. But ultimately, when I look back, it's been a year of focus, it's been a year of discipline, it's been a year of results, and ultimately a year of outcomes and positive change. It's been a year of, and those years have then subsequently changed the years that follow. Because of the positive sustained change that I've had during that year, it's then changed the years that follow. Haven't gone back, continue to move forward. And this is why Conquer 2020 is so important to me. It's not a goal-setting day. It's not a let's listen to Tony and try and get inspired day. This is about a year of work with people around you that are going to support you. That's why Conquer 2020 is so important. And during the time, I'm going to share a lot of personal stories about some of those pivotal years that I've had. Because ultimately, I know that success comes about over a longer period of time. It comes from self-discipline. It comes from our changed behaviors, our changed actions, our daily endeavors. That's where success comes from. It doesn't happen by attending a motivational speaker, getting goosebumps, getting all emotional, thinking we're shit in our lives, going out and saying, I've got to change, and then going straight back into those bad habits that made us feel like shit. You know, it just doesn't make sense in so many ways. But motivation helps us get started, absolutely. And then it's a matter of staying the course and taking each day as a day in itself. And when we do that, all of a sudden we find that we've had a year of focus and we've actually achieved change. And this is where I want you to be, because I want you to continue to harness some of these quotes. Confucius says, doesn't matter how slow you go, just as long as you do not stop. And that's what Conquer 2020 is all about. Hey, join me next Thursday. You'll see there is a link in the description. Join up. There's a link on the Facebook event for a webinar I'm holding next Thursday night. We're going to start the deep dive process of what is motivation for you. and we're going to start this process of getting ready to conquer 2020. I hope you can join me. I hope you've grabbed some value. Please like, comment. If you've got any comments, what you're looking to achieve over the next year, please put them into the comments. And as every day ticks over, I'm going to say I'm going to see you tomorrow. So we'll talk soon. Bye for now.